Greetings, Cohort T. I am Winter Walker, and tonight I have the pleasure of sharing with you my course project for the Learning and Cognition course. The focus of my project was onboarding. I wanted to take a deeper dive, or I wanted to create a presentation for my human resource department into various learning styles. So this information is going to be used to enhance the onboarding process by just providing insight on ways that individuals learn. So the more that we know about learning, the more effective our programs can become. So let me share with you what I did. Of course, what's a presentation without an agenda? Everyone will receive an agenda, but this is about the highlight. Okay, so one of the highlights of the presentation is this Mentimeter. So I'm going to open it up with the question, how do you think you learn best? So it's basically a word wall, and all of the participants will be able to share how they think they learn best. So for me, I learn from mentors. I learn by doing. I learn by taking detailed notes. So this is to encourage, just participation from my audience, and everyone in the room will get to see how, others learn. So we'll start with that. So following the word wall, we will go into the icebreaker. So the icebreaker is an actual VARK assessment. The assessment was provided by varklearn.com. So how this will work is that participants will have a physical copy of the assessment, or they will be able to access it online so that they can get the results immediately. They will be given 5 minutes to complete the assessment. Once they complete the assessment, then they're going to pair up with their shoulder partners. So it'll be like a think, pair, share, where they are to discuss their findings. Are they surprised by the results of the assessment? Do they disagree? Do they agree? And then this is, again, to just generate conversation in the room, to kind of like stimulate those neurons, get that thinking process going. So after we break the ice, then we're going to just jump straight into the information. What is VARK, right? So I'm going to break down the acronym, which is visual, auditory, reading, and kinesthetic, giving background information. Where did the acronym come from? Going into each component to give recommendations for accommodating those type of learners. So if it's a visual learner, one way to accommodate them is to use colors, highlight key information, make it stand out. Auditory learners, of course, they learn by hearing. So creating podcasts, recording the information so that they can review it at later times, right? So this is a way to accommodate them. I will talk about ways to accommodate individuals who prefer to read and write. Provide physical copies of the SOP, just like in the presentation. They will get physical copies of the assessment. Encourage them to take notes. Have them write reflections on what they've learned to identify, are there any gaps there? So these are all ways to accommodate. And then we have finally the kinesthetic learners. They learn by doing. I am a scientist. I have a laboratory background. So almost everything I do is hands-on. So for me, put the individual, put the new hire in the driver's seat. Have them run some of those experiments. Have them put together some of those manuals so that they are learning. They learn by doing. And then, so after we take the deep dive into the learning styles followed by the accommodation. So followed by the learning and just absorbing all of that information, Of course, you want to make it fun. So in my project, I have added a Nearpod. So it's the time to climb. It's a series of questions based on what they've learned. So I am checking their understanding using a game, right? So got to make it fun because I want the information to stick. So I've incorporated the Nearpod game. If you guys would like to participate, here is the code. You can join at nearpod.com. It will be open until May 26th. By this time, we will be deep into public policy, but by all means, it's open. Feel free to participate. And then I'll give them some final takeaways. What was the overall message from the presentation, right? What do I want to drive home? How can we enhance that onboarding process? Because ultimately our goal is to not only create great talent, but we also want to retain those employees. And so if they're comfortable in the learning, if they're comfortable in their position, more than likely we will retain them a lot longer, right? So it's a return on our investment. Have the references for those that are interested. One of my takeaways will be this quote from Benjamin Franklin. It says, "Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I remember. Involve me and I learn." Involve me. You have to make me do it, right? I want to participate in your learning. So that is it. Thank you all. And then finally, if you are actually in this presentation, I will ask you to provide feedback. So what was your thoughts on the presentation? I created a survey using SurveyMonkey. So this is going to tell me what can I improve, what can I take away, or what can I keep. So thank you all. These are the highlights from my onboarding presentation. Again, the focus was on using VARK to enhance or optimize the onboarding process. Thank you.